1, 2, 3. Hey, we're doing a new show.
It's called To Dad with Love, a tribute to Buddy Ebsen. And Buddy Ebsen is our father. I'm Kiki.
I'm Dusty.
And we are the two youngest children of Buddy Ebsen. And we've created a show. It's multimedia, it's music, it's film, it's memories of our father in a time before we were born. I didn't know much about his career as I was growing up, as I was a kid, because my dad was already pretty much dead clampett, and he was a famous star, and so I was raised in this sort of entitled world of television and his acting world, and my mother had a theater, and it was kind of surreal and fun and artsy, and the show starts to explore the multi-layered aspect of being the offspring of a major, major talent. You know, especially in that era where stars were really big stars and their shadows were very, very, very all-encompassing. It was really hard to get out and find your own voice as their child. We started off as more of a cabaret show with the multimedia, with a band, me singing and telling the stories, kind of piecing the songs together through stories about our father's career and some personal stories about our family growing up and things like that. But now we've gotten a little meatier. And I talk a little bit about my struggle, more into my heart. It's about what it was like to be the daughter of that such a famous person, and how I struggled to find my own voice. And then, you know, we bring it back to my dad and his career, and then just the heartache of wanting to know him better and then losing him eventually, of course. Looking, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I like it too.
Let's try it that way.
Okay, cool. Steve Feinberg is the director of our show, and we're dealing with some really big emotional content, you know, when we start to get into our father's life and our relationships with him. It's good to have somebody on the outside going, okay, take it a little farther, you know, like pushing you to go deeper, but making sure that, you know, everybody's safe.
That you stumble a moment before you catch into the dance?
The step? Yeah.
It's I like that.
Okay, let me see it again. Greg Gast is an actor and a dancer that danced at my dad's memorial at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. He played my dad on stage with a partner, just sort of, you know, showing some of Dad's moves. And then he reached out to me, ironically, was doing the show, starting to develop ideas, and I thought how interesting it would be to add a real-life dance element to the stage. We have so much film of Dad dancing, but what if Dad came out and did something for real? And then what if we took it a step further? You know, I didn't necessarily take on the dance mantle in my family. We all kind of had to dance. It was required. But in my effort to connect with my father through the show, we do some dancing. And Greg taught me the steps. He really got excited about the project and about being a part of it. So he's not only, you know, part of the cast, but he's the choreographer. I mean, he's just a terrific asset to our team.
Were some of those dance moves difficult?
Yes, some of them were extremely difficult, and I was, you know, definitely, and I'm still practicing every day to try and capture, you know, and I'll do the best I can, but some of them are like second nature.
Some of them you see in images and you try to mimic them, but there was one move that you had to turn your torso one way,
right,
and then your shoulders another way.
The way Dad does it, his hips are one way, the front half of his body is like, it's like how, I don't know how he does it, and then his legs are twisted the other way and he's twisting around. I don't have to copy him. I basically get the essence of it and then I make it my own, which is a
yoga
beautiful.
Helps, right?
Yeah, yoga does help. I am a yogi. Oh, namaste. Watching our dad through our memories of him, really like, wow, he had some serious ups and downs. You know, and in the show, I'm like, what do you mean you had a hard time? What do you mean you started somewhere? You're Jed Clampett. You just started off at the top. And he'd always say, you know, oh, kids, I went to New York City with $26 in my pocket, you know, and you'll never know what it's like. And we're like, yeah, okay. As an adult, you kind of want to get to know your parents a little bit better, and it means more, especially when you start to struggle and you start to go, oh man, I'm having a really hard time, I don't get it,
Yeah, and they try to save you from those things. You know, parents always try to keep you from going through the same mistakes that they did. But, you know, we have to learn by the mistakes. And learning his journey is in a way helping us
It's
in
cathartic.
our journey.
It's very cathartic for me to watch the struggle he went through and to see him continually reinvent himself. He died when he was 95.
He
was
learned
still
to play the saxophone when he was 75.
Yeah, and started painting in his 80s, and he was so vibrant. He danced at his 90th birthday party. And even though we weren't as connected as I would have liked to have been as an adult, it didn't mean we weren't connected. And again, you know, since we're all spiritually connected, and I believe it in my heart, he is lifting us up.
Yeah, he's still
to do
here.
this show. He is here every night, every second of the day. I find things when I'm struggling, like how I don't know what to say here, or I'm writing something for the script.
Or the
words
lights will go
or the
off.
lights will go they'll
We've
flicker.
had shows where things happen, and
Yeah.
we're like, "Well, Dad, okay, maybe you
Or
had to send some message."
I'll find books, or I'll find just the right article to read, you know, that will help me with this one section. So it's kind of a very interesting relationship we're having. So we'll be at Theater West, October 12th, 13th, and 14th. And that's Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m. And on Sunday, it's a matinee at 2 p.m.
Come see the show.
Come see the show.
You'll love it.
I think y'all should come see it.
Come down and see us.
Come down and see us.
Well, doggies.